All right. Let us prepare to play some Fab. Let's roll.
All right.
I got a 5.
I will go first.
Alrighty. Good luck. Have fun.
Same to you. I am going to do the old pitch to make a rune chant. Arsenal pass.
Okay, let's see. Alright. So I will pass priority as well. Then on my turn, I will pitch. Let you draw up.
Yep.
We'll pitch. How do I want to do this? Pitch for 6. No. That'd be silly. I'll pitch for 1 to play a Wartune Herald. Yellow for 6.
Wartune Herald yellow for 6. No block.
And then in response to no blocks, guess that won't matter. Yeah, we'll do the damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play a Merciful and pass turn.
All right.
Alrighty.
I'm going to play Gorganian Tome from Arsenal. Draw a card. Then I will E-Strike 4/5 go again +1.
I will create a Spectral Shield. It'll get popped by the Rune Chant, and you'll take 1 Arcane. And then you're coming in for 5. And you said go again, correct?
Yes.
I will take 5.
Then I will E-Strike for 5 go again at you.
Thinking. I will take the 5.
You got it. Then I will pitch to make a rune chant and Rosetta you for 1, 2, and 2.
Did you play a non-attack? You did.
Gorganian Tome to
Yep,
start.
gotta remember. Okay, so 3 Arcane and 2 Physical.
There we go.
Then we will start off the turn. Pitching Herald of Erudition or Wartune Herald Red.
Coming in for 7.
block 7.
Yep.
Then I will attack with Merciful.
No block.
And then I will play a Miraging Metamorph for 7.
Take 7.
And we will end turn there.
I will make a rune chant off of Grasp and play a red Rune Blood incantation. 3-turn rune chant factory.
Yep.
And then pass priority.
Yeah, I'll accept priority. And we'll pass back.
Draw, take it away.
All right. I think this is where I get greedy. I will pitch Herald of Protection for 1 to pop Halo.
Yep. Put a card in, pitch a yellow or blue tome.
Draw a card. Pitch for 4 more to play
Yep.
tome. Draw
There
3.
we are.
Pitch for 3 more to tome.
Oh, yep.
So I have 1 floating.
Yep.
I will Wartune Herald Red with this 1 floating.
Click that for 8.
Okay. I will swing for 1 with Merciful.
No block.
I will then pitch a Merciful to play a Phantasmaclasm for 9. With the Vestige trigger, that was 3.
Block 5.
I need to see your hand first. Is that your hand?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, right. I forget that's not an on-hit trigger.
I'll leave them
Okay. Then,
both
yeah,
in
block
your
5.
hand. Well, actually, I don't want you to just draw a card. So we'll put Mauvrier in on the bottom. Probably a mistake, but I'd like to see Rattlebones gone.
So then I block 6.
Okay. So you take 3.
Yep.
And then I will play a Fractal Replication. Kind of a new card. So it's coming in for 9. If it hits, goes to Soul.
Yep.
And we'll put it in Soul, and we'll clean up the combat chain and pass to you. I'm not sold that card's a good card, but on turns like that, it seems alright.
Yeah, it can definitely do stuff.
An Arsenal.
So that ticks down and makes a rune chant, and then I'll draw. Let me know if there's anything before I draw.
There is. I will pitch a Herald and a Herald to play Genesis.
Yep, seems good. I will draw and pass.
Okay. Genesis will trigger. I will place Herald of Triumph into my soul. I'll get a Spectral Shield and draw a card.
Yep.
I will then pitch for 3 and Phantasmaclasm for 9. And Think we have to put sync on the bottom here.
Block for 9.
Seems good. We'll end turn.
This'll tick, that'll tick. Whoops. That's down to 1. This is up to 3. And then I will draw, unless you...
You're fine.
Okay.
Okay, so on my turn, Genesis will trigger. I will play Swartune Herald and Soul, create a Spectral Shield, draw a card.
Yep.
I will then pitch for 4 and Tome.
Sure.
Seems like a lot of high roll here.
Little bit, but, you know, the deck's built to do that at times, so
Yep.
you roll with it when you got it. That was a turn 4 double tome, correct?
Is it turn 4? I don't know. We'll have to check the video.
Yeah, it was either 4 or 5, but I think it was 4.
Think we go value here. Okay. Sorry, this didn't really go the way I thought it would. So we're gonna play an ode. Pitching Cataclysm for 3 and Fractal for the 4th.
Okay.
Then swing with ode. If it hits, it'll do 2 damage instead of 1.
2 damage instead of 1. Yep. So that, I'm just going to move this off to the
Yeah,
side
that's fine.
here, if that's okay. That
Okay.
one I will block with cap.
Okay. Then I will swing for 1 with Spectral Shield.
That one will get that.
Wing for 1 with Spectral Shield. If it hits, deal 2. Yep. Swing with Genesis.
Take 2.
Swing with Merciful.
Take 2.
And we will close the chain and prepare to close my turn out.
Good to hear. So if that was a third Phantasmaclasm, that would be problematic. Okay.
I'll draw up. And it'll be your go.
So this will tick down, and I'll be up to 4 rune chants. I will certainly start by playing a Mordred Tide. Then things get interesting. Guess I do that because it gives me the extra card. Yeah, I think I'll do it that way. I will then play Mauvern Skies, go up to 6 rune chants.
Okay.
Then I will pop Skeleta to Sonata for 6 cards.
Okay.
Gain 2 rune chants on the back end.
Seems good.
1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. 5, 6. 2 hits. At least they're both red. So that's two arcane coming at you.
Okay, which 2 spectral shields will pop, and you'll take 4?
Yep. So it turns out none of that mattered. I will actually think I will pitch this and hit you with that.
Okay.
8 rune chants.
So with the 8 rune chants on the stack, I will pitch a Sink Below and a Smashing Good Time to play Prismatic Shield Red, generating.
Yep, and I'll go to die.
Yep. That double tome turn was very lucky, to say the least.
Just out of curiosity, if we ignore Merciful, I guess would be the simplest solution. I'm just curious how reasonably lethal this crackback is ultimately.
Right.
So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got 2 over here. 13. Assume you block this out because tons of rune chants. Then same thing again. 19, 23. And then I'm down to either I pitch this for Rosetta. Yeah, I think that was a not gonna happen turn, even
and I
in
had
an
Sink.
alternate universe. Oh yeah.
So I would have got rid of the Smashing Good Time, drawn a card, and went really slow next turn. Well, no, because Genesis.
Yeah.
Let's see if I get a yellow. Yeah, I got a yellow, so.
Yeah, I think about the only other line that I could have taken was eat even more damage to keep a card to pop Genesis, but I still don't even know if that would have gotten there.
Yeah. Double tome turns, just backbreaking sometimes.
Definitely, but so Smashing Good Time you're just using for the +3 arsenal buff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I probably could have taken it out against you, but I feel like there are times where I want the Erudition to get through. Normally this is just a dash side card for me.
Gotcha, yeah. I was kind of curious because I think I've kind of been seeing some people just using it as a non-draw plunder run in that way.
Yeah. And I think when you use it in the context that it makes Erudition that pivotal 7.
Yep. That is a very strong case.
It's not terrible. I mean, I don't think it's the best slot I filled in this deck, but all right, well, I appreciate the match, and I think Vis is a serious contender for this the ProQuest coming up.
Yeah, it's looking like the matchup we just had might be fairly common.
Oh no.
I think Prism is another one that's likely to be, at least in the early cycle, pretty prevalent.
So Bravo Star of the Show is definitely a pain to play against with this deck. And I just think it's the cards. just don't think we have the right card pool, and I don't think we want to cut enough because Oldhim will still be showing up. That's a matchup we do not want to drop.
Yeah, and the spread of tools and heroes, I feel, is like at this point gotten to like that critical mass where everything is always a meta call. You can no longer like try to tune your deck to the whole meta. You have
Right.
to just pick which ones are going to be what you focus on having tight plans for, and some of them have to drop off.
Yeah, I think that's a really wise call there. And I do like that almost every hero has a aggro, mid range, or control kind of feeling now.
So
Like you
much
can,
more so than like 6 months to a year ago. Yeah.
yeah. Because I mean, star of the show is just a fancy aggro deck. I mean,
It's such a wild. I've seen so many different things that people are playing with around that,
yeah,
and like a lot of them I would generally classify as fancy aggro, but like I've seen some others that are trying. We'll see what happens with them, but like very different kinds of things as
oh
well.
yeah, I definitely think there's a mid range, and I definitely think there's a control there. So
Because like he gets to play the pieces of old him that make old him so good defensively. He doesn't get the D-react nice thing, but and it's really shield and crown that
yep.
drive the engine there, I think.
And now he has two different shields to choose from, and one slows his opponent down. So it's interesting.
Yeah, this ProQuest season's gonna be pretty wild.
Yeah, how many pro quests are you doing?
I'm aiming for 5.
Me too. It's going to be
I've
a
got it
long
pretty
2
well
months.
locked in, but on top of that, I'm actually going to the Battle Hardened tomorrow in Philly because I live in New York City area, so it's like a 2-hour
Oh,
drive.
nice. So you're going to be going to the Pro Tour no matter what?
That I hope so, but I don't have it yet.
Well, I mean, even if you're not a Pro Tour player, will you still go
and
since
I'll
you're
go
that
to the
close?
event. Yes,
Yeah.
But yeah, and I hope to actually be in the Pro Tour, but they went with XP instead of Elo, which I was a little upset about, but it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Still early. They're going to make
It is still
mistakes.
early. I guess the thing that I've settled on that like, okay, why wasn't it half and half?
Right.
That feels so much better to me if they are pushing this whole idea of Elo is the pinnacle measure of competitive flesh and blood. Like I get it. There haven't been enough big events for it to be like long-term settled into the proper overall view of skill of all players, but there's been enough that
Right.
some people have trickled towards the top, and like that to me feels worth going in terms of your first pro like competitive thing, because so many people that are going to get invites off the XP just happen to have the ability to play online leagues left, right, and center, and that's
Right.
it.
That makes sense. So, with that being said, do you think if we went with a completely Elo based Pro Tour, do you think that would just favor the US players and
That's
the
and
better
that's
players
where
that were able to travel?
that's where I think it should have been 50-50. Half of them are XP based invites and half of them are Elo.
Understood. Yeah.
That feels like the best middle ground to me, because you're right. Like, are you able to travel to these things? I was able to go to multiple, so I ended up at a fairly decent elo right now. But does that stay or not is what the
Right.
purpose of
Yeah.
elo is for over time. So we do need more of that to kind of settle things, and this becomes less of an issue because then it's an easy go to. But yeah, I don't know. It just struck me as weird that they didn't do anything for the rating system that they have for the game in terms of the first Pro Tour. But
Yeah. And I mean, LSS is new. This is the first Pro Tour, so.
oh yeah, it's like a overall still pretty mild thing. It's just that's the small
Yeah.
tweak I would have done.
It's
But
just
I'm
a
not.
headache for me as well as I chase that PTI and try to do 5 events in basically
Yep,
5 weeks.
that's what it boiled down to for me too. It's like, okay, that didn't work out, so we're gonna go for it the other way. But good luck to you on getting an invite off one of those pro tour, one of the pro quests rather.
Hey, you too, man. And good game, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too.